Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode in the series Conversations with Shelly, particularly so with this week on my journey on a GLP-1, where, of course, I usually give you an update on my week's activity, the highs, the lows, and everything in between on this journey that I have decided to take since August of 2025. So, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, thank you so much for joining. And for those of you who've been here with me for at least the last 26 weeks, thank you for coming back and for sticking and staying. So, this week is pretty normal, having been on a GLP-1 in one form or the other, whether it has been on a branded version Monjoro or whether I have been on the compounded version through my varying telehealth pharmacies. I have tried Muchi, I have tried Orderly, I have tried um getting confused now, but I have tried quite a lot of compounded pharmacies for no reason than just to see, what the experience is across the board. And I can tell you, I love them all. They have been very great. Customer service, delivery, all of that. There are little things that have made me switch from one to the other, whether it be subscription fees that you have to pay, whether it be, you know, um, not getting the response from the medication from one versus the other, and just overall delivering customer service, user friendliness on their um, online platform, or just having connection to a provider. All of that has caused me to do one pivot, you know, as and when I do pivot. But we're not here for that, although I should give you some comparison among all the ones that I have tried. Albeit I'm now with pomegranate and I think they are awesome. I just got my meds maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Loved it. It's pure trizepatide. I just think that's awesome. Um, not to have anything mixed with it, no additive, and I don't know if this will last forever, but I'm certainly going to take advantage of it. And I decided to go this route, of course, because I am slowly going into my maintenance phase. And I will talk about that because now I'm in maintenance. I'm in week 27, which I won't talk about because this is week 26 update. But I've started my maintenance as at today, which is the 6th of March. And I would have ended my week 26 on the 5th of March. But let's get into it, right? So I would have started week 26 on the 27th of February 2026, and of course, as I mentioned, I would have ended on the 5th of March, which was yesterday. Now, what has happened is nothing unique or different in terms of what usually happens week on week, particularly so as my body tries to find this set point. And I really need to get my mind around what this set point is because I think I have an understanding as to what the set point is, but there is something about it that I still need to get myself clear on and to get clarity on because I've heard it's where your body is trying to find that point that it wants to remain at. And no matter what you try to do, it will always circle around and find its way back to that particular point, right? And that may be exactly what has been happening to me. However, why I need to have a better understanding of this idea of set point is because I'm still able to move my set point. So is it that for my height and for my naturally health benefits or metabolic conditions or even my BMI, is it that I'm still able to shift the goalposts? And if so, is there such a thing as a set point? So you can just imagine the confusion that I'm going through in trying to appreciate what is a set point. Albeit, I am now at a weight and at a metabolic level that I can safely say can be a point at which I maintain. However, if you go back to a couple of my videos in the past, I would have said very clear that I don't have a goal weight. I actually have a goal in mind, not a goal size as in a dress size, but it is related to clothing. And the reason why I'm not able to say a size, because the truth about it is, once I fit into that particular top or that particular blouse, that would have been the size that I want to stop at, because I just thought that that particular piece of garment was so well fitted for me that I just wanted to always maintain that particular body composition and that body structure. I'm happy to tell you that I'm now fitting a little bit better into it, albeit I'm not 100% comfortable. So I still would like a little bit more room and a little bit more ease of movement when it comes to that particular piece of garment. But I did have that as my goal to, to achieve, which would have then resulted in what I would now define as my goal weight. Not rambling, but just letting you know that I'm still not there yet. So I questioned myself as to whether or not I should have gone into maintenance, because maintenance was very much dependent on me comfortably fitting in that garment or that particular top. And while I can fit into it, I'm not fitting as comfortable as I would want. So, should I go on maintenance or should I continue the journey and to see if I'm able to trick my set point, or not trick it, but to at the very least pivot my set point? No, let me do the thing that we all need to do in this community and to register with everybody that is here that I'm not a medical doctor by any means. All my intention is to give you some information for educational purposes, as well as to let you know what my journey has been on a GLP-1, either, as I said, in the branded form or on a compounded version. So let's go back to the numbers. Let's go back to week 26. So week 26 started for me the 27th of February and it ended on the 5th of March. And on the 27th, I started, my start weight was 149.8. So I am fluctuating between 145, 149, and it's just crazy. But the mere fact that I got as far as 145 at 5'6" made me realize that this set point may very well be something that I'm able to shift. And if I'm able to shift it, do we need to believe that there is such a thing as a set point? And I think that is where the controversy comes from, because in actuality, there are lots of persons within the community and within the medical space that don't believe there is such a thing as a set point. But something causes our body to continuously get there. I know I told you when I just started this journey that I had a set point of 215. Now, me and Oprah, we had a set point of 215. No matter what I did, my body just always naturally wanted to find itself at 215 pounds. No. Now that I'm tethering between 145 and 149, I know I'm saying to myself, is my new set point 145 or is it 149? Anything is a plus once I'm out of a weight that is considered to be unhealthy. Now remember, I don't have a goal weight. Yeah, I just have healthy weight. So I started the week at 149 and I ended the week yesterday at exactly the same weight, 149.8. Now, what was amazing is in between the 27th and the 5th, my weight fluctuated. One day I was 145.8, one day I was 147. I particularly am looking at my data sheet now, and on the 3rd of March, I was 147.8. And then on the 4th of March, I was 145.8. But then yesterday I woke up and I went back to 149. Now, we all have our reasons or justifications as to why we gain weight. Sometimes we have to, figure that out. And for different persons, it may be different things, maybe for that particular day or that particular moment in time. There is some amount of retention that is happening, whether it's retention of water or retention of other things, but some amount of retention is happening that we're not aware of, and that we may need to just wrap our minds around so that we can appreciate what is happening when we see those gains. In terms of mood, registering my mood, and the reason why I keep speaking about mood registration is because one of the things that I learned very early on in this journey is that these medication can cause some form of depression that is not normal, or have some form of, other things happening mentally. And I wanted to always maintain that my mood has not changed. I'm the same person that I've always been. There are days when life just is lifing and you just feel a little bit down. But overall, it's nothing to ascribe to the medication. I certainly would not have ascribed it to the medication. But there are days when I'm just thinking, okay, I'm a little bit lower in feeling than normal. But would I ascribe it to the medication? Absolutely not. Again, I find it very, very difficult as I approach maintenance, or as I approach these, weeks, that my ability to eat is completely suppressed, not to mention my ability to take in water. Now I go back over my data sheets, and when I just started, I was drinking a lot of water. I was eating the protein. I was getting those things in, but I was doing those things at a much lower dose. I was doing a 2.5 or a 5. No, I have been on the 7.5 for a little while, right? And since being on the 7.5, I can't tell you that I eat at all. No, I particularly today, I went through my entire day without water. And if you know me, you know I never do that. I'm always having water. And not to mention, I also went through my entire day without food. My first meal of the day was at 6:15, which is less than maybe an hour ago. So I do register these things because it would mean for me then that my dose is probably a little bit too strong, which I did record in week 25 that I would have reduced. And as at today, which would have marked week 27, I did reduce my dose from a 7.5 to a 5 milligram. I do believe I will maintain my schedule of 7 days. I don't think I will reduce my schedule to a 5-day scheduling. So I will maintain that. But I also do want to register as well that as far as my mind can reflect and my data sheet can project, I really have not been eating. Really have not been eating. Like there are days when I just have a yogurt, or I just have a little chicken leg. I don't even have the quarter chicken that I normally have when I started this journey. There are days when I'm looking at this now, and there are days when all I'm having is a yogurt. Um, there are days when I actually try to eat. Yeah, guys, like I can't even tell you how much I am recording nothing at all. I'm recording crackers, two crackers and a cup of coffee for the entire day. So let's just take it day by day, just to give an idea as to what I eat throughout the day. I know a lot of us within this community take you through the actual meals. I don't have the luxury of doing that. I do apologize. I wish I did, but I record it. So here we go. On the 27th of February, I had grilled chicken and vegetables, which I did not finish. I had a quarter of the chicken. I also had a yogurt on that day. That was it. So I had for lunch, I had no breakfast. I had a grilled chicken for lunch and some raw veg. I had no dinner, and I had a snack being yogurt, a Greek yogurt, sugar-free Greek yogurt. On the 27th, I had 3 cups of water. I had a salad, a seafood salad, which I also did not complete. I maybe had a quarter of it and I put up the rest, and I had to throw it away because then it stayed too long and it got spoiled. Didn't have breakfast on the 28th, didn't have lunch, but I had the seafood salad for dinner, which I had half or quarter of it, and somewhere near to bedtime, I had another yogurt. Um, I think that was a day that I don't think I know that was a day that I was sick because I registered here that I started to feel extreme fatigue and I was coming down with the flu. So I don't know if that contributed to my not eating as much as I should have, but I was very low. I registered an energy level of 2 out of 5. Yeah. Still was on the 7.5 at that point in time. So it is what it is. Then on the 1st of March, which was last Sunday, I had a cup of coffee with 2 crackers, and that was a breakfast. I didn't have any lunch. I had dinner, which was again grilled chicken and raw veg. I tend to have a lot of grilled chicken because I just love the fact I just love how grilled chicken tastes. Um, so I tend to have a lot of that. Um, I did sleep well. I recorded that I had 8 hours of sleep. I guess because I was sick and there was no energy to get up or to move about, so I just slept. And that was the day that I registered the 145.8. So maybe it was because I was sick on a GLP, which I can't imagine things being any more suppressed than it already is under GLP conditions. But having your GLP medication in your system and also having flu or some amount of flu-like symptom doesn't help at all because you literally know not eating nothing. So that was the day that I registered the lowest weight I've been um that I've seen in all of my life or all of my adult life. Maybe I saw that weight when I was maybe like 10 or 12. But yes, 145 and that was it. I also registered that I had a cup of coffee. I don't know again because I was sick. I have not had coffee in a while because these medications somehow they take away my addictive behaviors, which was like, drinking Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi girl. If you know, you know. Pepsi or Coke. Really, I don't have no anyone. Yeah. Um, right after on the 2nd of March, I went right back up to 147. So definitely that had to do with the sickness. Yeah. And on that day, which was Monday, I had 8 cups of water, no coffee, no breakfast. I had soup for lunch, and I had a hot dog. I had a yogurt for my snack, and that was it. I also registered energy levels of 4 out of 5, and I also recorded an average sleep time of about 6 hours for that night. On the 3rd of March, I registered. I think I ate a lot this day. I don't know why. Don't know what was happening here, but I ate a lot this day because I'm seeing all my different periods of eating. Something was being eaten. I had my 8 cups of water, went back up to 147.8. Mood was pretty neutral. Slept for 8 hours. Energy level 4 out of 5. Breakfast I had pak choy and dumplings. For lunch I had a chicken patty. Yeah, she had a chicken patty or chicken um pizzon as other persons call it. Then for dinner I had grilled chicken, raw veg, and a cup of soup. And I snacked on a chocolate bar and 12 almonds. So this was a record day of eating. I can't remember eating so much in 6 months. This was a record day of eating, and it showed because I gained 2 pounds. Oh, yeah, and these days, for some strange reason, I decided to do some exercise. No, guys, let me tell you, I have not exercised on GLP-1 since I started. But I told myself that as I move over or shuttle over into maintenance, I told myself that I would have started to do some form of, you know, um, weight and muscle training and some um, maintenance of my muscle mass. I don't think I lost any real muscle, but who to tell? I have not done any Dexter, nothing. Um, so maybe I did lose some muscle. I'm sure I did. But I decided that I would have started to walk around again with my leg weights and my arm weights just to, you know, address all the things that they say will happen. I still don't think I'm as you see, I'm still not loose skinned, you know, but hey, 67 pounds, 68 pounds, almost 70 pounds down. Girl should have some loose skin, but she doesn't. Thank God. But I am mindful that I need to do some muscle training. And then on the 4th of March, I gained again. I went right back up to 149.8 because I had a full house omelette for breakfast. I had a half a burger and I had curry chicken and rice. Now, I don't know what has been happening over those 2 days, but she ate. She ate. And this is right at the point where I'm thinking I need to go on maintenance. So help me make it make sense. Why, as I choose to go into maintenance, all of a sudden my body's asking for food. Now I question whether this was real hunger, meaning I naturally need to eat because my body is telling me that I need to eat, or if this was craving. No, I don't think it was craving because I being on a GLP-1 now for so long, I think I am certain as to when my body is telling me that I'm craving something versus when I am hungry and I need to eat. So I think I'm very mindful of that. And I know that it's the difference. I can distinguish between when my body is telling me, girl, you're hungry because you don't eat, you need to go eat, and you don't need to go through any more calorie deficit. Versus when I have eaten and I'm just going around trying to find additional things to eat. Yeah. So these 2 days were not cravings, they were real hunger. So I'm not even feeling any sort of way about it. And then on the last day of the week 26, which is the 5th of March, I maintained the 149.8 and I registered nothing at all in terms of eating. I didn't eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, nor snack. Didn't eat. But I drank almost, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 cups of water, where each cup is an 8-ounce glass, right? So yeah, I thought having completed the week 26 that I would have gone straight into maintenance as of today, which is the 6th of March. And I actually did in some way because I actually titrated down, at, of course, the advice of my provider, my doctor. I spoke to him about it, and the suggestion was for me to go into maintenance because I'm at a healthy weight and my insulin levels are decent on a day-to-day testing, not on a A1C testing. No, those metabolic markers, the lipids and all of that are things that I wanted to control as I was approaching 50. I don't think I've ever said my age. Hmm. Okay, I just got mad a while ago. So as I approach, as I approach that age that we shall not say, I thought that it was important for me to maintain good health, and with good health, um, comes with that good health markers. So lipids being under control, that is my cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels being under control, heart rate under control, weight under control, having the right BMI. And it was just something that I decided to do at the latter part of this year because, as I said, when you're young, you do the things that you do. But when you get older and you get wiser, you start to do the things that you must do. And that has been one of the things that I decided that must be done. I have to maintain a healthy lifestyle as I get up in age. And that was one of the drivers behind me making the decision to go the route of a GLP-1. That all the way, that's backstory. As I said, I would have in my mind entered into maintenance as of today, week 27, starting today, the 6th. and I started it at a reduced dose of 5 milligram. But because I'm a little bit uncertain as to what my set point is, and I keep fluctuating between 145 and 149, which is really a 4 pound difference. I just keep doing this. I think I want to delay maintenance a little bit, and I may decide I'm going to choose a random number. I'm going to choose a round number. I think I may go into maintenance week 30. I think I may want to see what my body does with that set point and see if it takes me to 145 solidly without going up to 149. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah. Doc, we're going to have a talk. I tend to do these things very, I won't say random, because there are things that I've thought about. Um, but I listen to my body, and I just don't understand why there is a constant fluctuation between 145 and 149. And if my body is trying to find a set point, is it trying to find 145 at the set point? And if that's what it's trying to do, then I may just go back to 7.5, allow it to find that set point, and then start maintenance in week 30. We'll see. Another suggestion, another recommendation. But that was my week 26 update. Um, yeah. So for context, again, I'm 5'6", started at 215, currently at 140. I'm gonna say 149, guys, because I haven't seen 145 more. I've seen 149 more often than I do see 145. So I don't know. I think I have lost more than 35% of my body mass, my body weight. I don't know right now what is the total loss, but I'm sure I've lost more than 60 pounds. Which, can you imagine wheeling around 60 pounds on your body? I lived it. I don't even have to imagine it. I actually lived it. But it has been a journey. It has not been a hard and burdensome journey. I know a lot of persons struggle on GLP-1. For me, and I'm very thankful, it has been a very okay journey. And I talk about my side effects, which is the only one that I really took me by surprise, was the hair loss. That was the only one. But outside of that, I was able to manage and go through all of the side effects, the standard GI side effects, very decently. Not, I don't think I had any issue with them. Um, and I think I've done a 6 month of a decent, um, journey. And I wish everybody's journey could be like mine. But of course, we are all different, and we have to appreciate that difference will result in, different things happening. But overall, though, I will say that I wouldn't have changed this for anything. I wouldn't have done anything. All lies. I would have done some things differently. But um, certainly, I think the time that I started, would I want to have started earlier? Maybe, but I had to do my own research. I had to be comfortable in my own mind that what I was doing and where I was embarking on, the journey that I was embarking on, was one that I hadn't sufficient knowledge about, and I took the time to research. I took the time to learn what this medication is supposed to do, what it is not supposed to do, and I did the work. And because I did the work, I started at a time that was right and fit for me to start, which was August of this year. So I know a lot of persons said they wish they had started earlier, and that may have been something that I would have said, as well. But I do believe for me, when I started was the best time that I started, because I started right about the time when I think my knowledge into the space and into the research was at its height. So that is it for me for this week. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey, my week 26 journey. And I hope to see you week 27, where I do this all over again and give you an update as to really and truly when I want to start maintenance, guys. That's such a trick. because I really thought I was in maintenance as at this morning, but she still can't fit in her blouse. She still can't fit in the blouse. She's fitting but not comfortably. And until I can comfortably fit in the blouse and move around and lift my arms up and down, then I'll still be taking those shots. So thank you again. Until I see you next week. Do take care.